Good evening, GL500 engine. Welcome on my YouTube channel. Becker is the name, from Holland. We are going to replace this dynamo, generator, alternator, lichtmachine, generator, whatever you call it. And first we are going to drain out the cooling liquid. I have a tray or bucket on the floor and open the radiator cap. Now let go the fluid. Remember, it is not one movie in one go, so I will make several movies of this item. Normally I make movies about 12 to 15 minutes and then I start again. One movie ago I told you how to measure the dynamo, generator, alternator, and how you can find a dysfunctioning generator. Now I'm going to replace it. And first of all I have to undo some things, remove some things. If you take the engine apart, yes, you will separate some parts, put them in clusters, or how do we say it, in groups, to each other on the working bench, so you'll find the right screw on the right place. Oh, that's broke. That looks nice, no problem. The ignition, I have to remove the ignition timing from the spark, and I want to install it on the right place back. So I take, or I make a little scratch, and then I can figure out how to install the part. So I can see this engine is Jesus, opened before. Because I made a marker on the ignition, now I know how to replace the ignition coils. So, this one Jesus. Okay. Okay. For those people that look at my sites on my movies, this is an MA1, that's GL500, and MA2 is a 650, has a different sparking time, so ignition time, so you have to put the right tool or right part in the right engine. Then you will find here a little gap. This thing has to go there, because when you let it fall on the ground, this part can separate from the ground plate and you can install it 180 degrees wrong. So that's why this gap is there. When you put it together, always this line to that gap, and there you can see it's fixed in the flywheel. On the small part In the flywheel are two gaps, and you need the small gap. That's wrong. The liquid oil, the coolant liquid, is drained out of the engine, the most of it. You will find liquid inside the cylinder sleeves, or between the engine and the cylinder sleeve there's room, and you will find the liquid there. So there is still, I think, 250 cc liquid inside the engine. Now I'm going to take out the starter engine. It's all dirty and greasy. That means I have to use a new O-ring or seal. I have to figure out which one it is. With my videos I will explain step by step how to replace it. It's not difficult if you dare to do it. So, there's one. Now I'm missing a special tool. I think this one will work. It's not so very important. I think this is the wrong one. Yes. Oh, it's raining outside, and not a little bit. It's raining very hard outside. A lot of rain. Now I have a problem. Where is the right tool for the right job? Oh, Dory. I think I have to buy some parts. There it is. I think this is the one. Yes, that's the right one. Make it extra long, so you have clearance to turn it around like that, and after that you replace it with new ones. Always install new ones, because when you need to do your job twice after several years, you want to undo those bolts, and they are nasty sometimes, and they will give you a problem. And when you install new ones, it works very well. It's like a spark plug. So, yes, it's loosened up. Wow, 2 O-rings. That's lovely. I do not do that any longer. I use the new O-ring from Honda that is used in the later models. I don't use O-rings at the moment. Okay. Then I use a bigger tool. I always win. May the force be with me. Something like that, I think. So, this tool is not good. This better. It's always the same story. One hole in the table and it falls through that hole. It's always nice to see it happen. So, because I want to remove the rear cover, engine cover, I need to dismantle the water pump and also take out the impeller, and there is something with that thing. When you put it together, always install a new ceramic seal. Oh my goodness. Why? Okay. Normally I will take it out with no problems, but this one, so there it is. Oh, I need to pee. I just did. I wetted my pants. Sorry. Oh, it's still running. Oh, that's nice. So, always that's strange. There's a copper ring inside. That's not supposed to be there. That's wrong. You need a metal ring, a special ring. Oh, this one feels good. But I am going to replace this part and also that part in that impeller. So, I'm still going strong. This engine is 40 years old now, and 2 weeks ago it was running in Europe, going to the top of Sweden, Norway, Finland, whatever. This engine was running to the North Cape on the longest day of the summer, 24 hours sun, and this engine has driven a lot of kilometers in one go, and at the last day the generator fell out. So the last 400 kilometers the person has driven on a new battery. He bought one in a motor shop, and they said, you can't drive any farther, the engine will not run. And I told him, put a new battery in it and you will get home. Okay, the battery is empty when he is at home, I'm sure about that, but he will succeed. And that's the way it's happened. He drove all the way with his light out, only the blinkers worked, the left and the right indicator works, and the brake light at the tail, but not the headlight. The headlight was turned off. he had disconnected the wires, and he was able to drive 400 kilometers with a new battery. And the old one was also dead. So he bought a new accu, the battery, and he drove all the way home. So that's a way to drive this old engine. I do not understand why there is a copper washer there, or a ring. I think it is washer. It should not be there. So I also see the impeller has damaged the rear engine cover, and you can see that because there are lines here, so it is grind away. Still, it's usable, don't worry about that. And I had seen something more. Where is that cover? Oh, okay. I'm missing something. It's not the main problem now. I think I overlooked something, but it seems it's unbolted. Oh, that's my problem. There it is. Look, there's also corrosion and strange corrosion. I do not know what he has used, but this impeller has to go almost through there. It was not close enough, but it worked. It did the job. So now I want to remove the rear engine cover. How we are going to do that? By hammer. A rubber hammer. I can hear it on the sound. It's working very well. Then I want to lift it, but it's still not working. No problem. I have my special tool. Special. What is it called? A chisel to split the atom and make an atomic bomb. Yes, you drive it into the gasket. Then you pull off the engine cover, stick your fingers between it, and let's feel the power of the magnet. And there it is. Yes, and what do I see? A completely burnout dynamo. Yes, it's fucked up. Surely. Remember, always replace this oil ring here. Looks fine. When I smell the oil, it has to be replaced. I can smell the oil. It's oil. It's not the right smell I want to have. So, okie dokie. So, part 1. Now I'm going to clean all the things. You can do it by yourself. Yes. Peel off the old gasket. Use a very sharp chisel. Once you want to split an atom. And how the sharper it is, how the better it goes. Yes? Be sure everything is clean. You can also use this edge by scratching like that. Yes, you can see my finger is clean. Almost. So. Nice and good. That's what I want to see. Yes, yes, yes. I have to clean out my fingers now. Let me see, what do I have? Always use old towels. I picked them up from the swimming pool. You always find in the swimming pool towels, they are forgotten, and I take them with me. So put them in the washing machine and then it will work fine. Yes, a little close up. A nicely engine. Yes, that's clean enough. We are going to take out the oil and replace it with a good new oil, because this engine will not run for many years after I have repaired it, I think. So we're going to install this right. There is a ring beneath it, and on top of it you are finding 3 rings. Oh, sorry. 1 ring is here below it. There's 1 ring, you can find it, and beneath this cock or gear there is also the same ring. You have 3 of those rings inside your engine, or washers, whatever you call it. That looks fine, nice, good, 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 good. Yes, yes, we have clearance there. We have clearance there, not much, so we can adjust the distribution chain a little bit farther. I think it will run for 20,000 kilometers without any problems. So I'm not going to install a new chain or guide, distribution guide, left side, right side. It's all good. Only this rubber ring, this rubber O-ring, I will install a slightly bigger one and softer. Normally I think it's your 70, and I'm going to use a soft one, Shore 40 or 60, and a slightly bigger one. So it's always a big issue. And in this case I will take out the complete bolt and put a new one in, because that makes it nice to show I've done something for the customer. In this case a good friend of mine, and he's also watching this movie. He will say I'm a complete moron, but in the end of the race I win. Okay, the dynamo, yes, this close-up picture, you can see it's burned very well. Yes, it was so hot. Also it's discolored brown. And why is that spot always the problem? Because when you make small drives, road trips, it's not going to be hot enough, and all the moisture of the oil and from the combustion chambers, you can find moisture in the oil, and that has to go out of the engine, and that will go out here in this breather element, and then by this hole there it will leave the engine, I hope. But because this here is really the golden spot on the engine, I have done some measurements, and you will find out on the cylinder head on top by the exhaust it will be 100 degrees, 102 degrees maximum, 80 degrees in the engine, and the rear cover is 60-65 degrees. On top there it's the coldest place, so all the moisture, the liquid, water, a vapor, whatever you call it, is concentrated in this area and will stick to the colder parts. And that's exactly there. Oh, this one is really bad. Exactly there. And also the dynamo is constructed in a way that all the wires then I pick out the dynamo, you can see it. I do that later on, but all those wires of those copper wire are connected in one way on one place, exactly there. So it's a very crowded wire place, also a little bit hotter than normal, but the engine is colder, and the cold liquid, the vapors of the moist, of the water, moist, damp, whatever has to go here, and this alternator dynamo is worked very hard on that spot. So that's why this one is really burned off. I can see it. Ew, this is very hot. When it is shortcutted, it's burned itself, really. So I'm going to replace it for a new one. See me on the later movies. Now I'm going to clean this out, and that is the most work, and then I'm going to replace that seal, because always replace the water pump seal after a half year, and you find out you have to do your job again. Always replace that seal. If you don't do that, then you have to do your job twice, because it will leak. And don't buy the cheapest ones, because they will leak too. Remember that. Thanks for watching. See me on the later movie. Bye bye.